I was impressed with that move you pulled. Bang.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's me, it's G, it's a double MD, the undefeated, undisputed YouTube champion. That's right, it's the Maverick, Mark Daniels, here with episode 56 of our Pokemon Scarlet Let's Play. And guys, if you missed last episode, we did a bunch of stuff in the academy, talked to a bunch of teachers, and we also finished up 2 classes completely. So it looks like there's 7? No, I think it is 8 classes because we do 3 lessons and a test, right? I think so. So basically, we're going to finish up all these classes today, but we finished off biology and math. So we still have history, languages, battle studies, art, and home ec. We also talked to a bunch of teachers, including the school nurse, and I guess got closer to them, the bonds. I'm not sure what that's going to lead to, if at least to anything. But we did that. We also talked to the director. And Penny is now talking to the director about some sort of punishment for basically stealing LP for the Pokemon League. So that's interesting. I don't know if anything's going to come of that either, but we'll figure that out. So let's go ahead and kick things off with history. I'm basically just trying to get through these as fast as possible. And depending on how much time is left, we might go out to like an area we haven't really explored too much and try to find some more Pokemon. But we'll see. No promises there. But next episode, I think we're going to head over to the Pokemon League, so that'll be very exciting. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now part of history. I was hoping to continue unraveling the marvels that history has represented us today. However, I imagine your ability to concentrate has been spectacularly derailed by my midterm. I suppose changing things up for fun and variety may be a good idea every now and then. So I'm going to tell you an old fairy tale that has been passed down in Paldea for generations. Once upon a time, there was a king who very much enjoyed collecting treasure. He was particularly fond of treasures from other countries. One day, a merchant from the east heard rumors of this king and came to meet him. The merchant laid out 4 treasures in front of the treasure-loving king. The 4 treasures were as follows: a vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads. Seeing such rarities before him, the king leaped for joy. He showered the merchant with gold coins and claimed all 4 of the treasures for himself. Aha, perfect timing to make eye contact, young Ruby. Answer me this. I said that one of the treasures was a set of tablets. What do you think these tablets were? Oh. Fair enough. Correct. Your daily pursuit of knowledge serves you well. These particular tablets were wooden and used as a writing medium in the East in ancient times. As you may know, they fell out of popular use as paper became more universally available. If the king considered these paper substitutes treasures, they must have been some superb quality. That or perhaps they had some amazing profound teachings written on them. So, the king obtained these 4 treasures, and on that very night it is said that a terrible disaster rained upon his castle, reducing it to rubble by dawn. Oh ho, is that the time already? I wasn't done with the story, but alas, so ends today's lesson. If you're interested in how the story ends, you may come see me outside class hours. Okay. God dang it. So we're going to take history again with Miss Ryfort. So I guess there's 6 classes total for each subject, but then the 2 tests. So that's why I said 8. Because I'm just thinking it's like, oh, we did class 4 or 5, and then we're going to do 6, and it's going to lead to the test. So to me, that I count that as 8 different, because we're in class 8 different times, right? That makes sense. Anyways, greetings, fellow students. Whatever you did yesterday is now part of history. Today we'll continue over the marvels that history has presented to us. I trust you all remember our lesson before the midterm concerning the great crater of Paldea in the interior area 0. This mysterious crater captured the imaginations of many, including the former Paldean emperor. 20 years ago, a group of explorers claimed to have reached the Depths. The name of the team that achieved this great feat was the Area 0 Expedition. The team is said to have been made up of Paldea's best and brightest. Skilled battlers, brilliant researchers, talented individuals of all kinds. Among the list of team members was the name of a man who was an author and brilliant natural historian, Heath. At the return from the expedition to Area Zero, he uses literary talent to record the events of the expedition and publish them. Aha! Perfect time to make eye contact, young Ruby. Let's see if you were paying attention. What was the name of the team that first made it to the deepest reaches of the Great Crater? It was the Area Zero expedition. Alright. The correct name for this team was the Area Zero Expedition. The record of their activities, written by expedition member Heath, can be found in the bookstores and like even today. This record is known as the Scarlet Book. At the time, the entire region of Paldea was absolutely buzzing about Area Zero. The Scarlet Book was so popular that practically everyone had a copy. However, the book itself was full of fantastical descriptions and illustrations of things that could never be thought to be real. The masses began to call Heath a liar. In the truth of the expedition making it to the bottom of the crater was called into question, the Scarlet Book was condemned to the shelves of used bookstores as just another book of wild paranormal stories. There's a copy of one of the bookshelves on the ground floor of the entrance hall. Feel free to have a read if you're interested. I might. Now we know that Arvin has a Scarlet Book as well. That's how we knew about the Herba Mystica. Alright, we have one more class, and then we have the finals for history. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now part of history. Today is our last class, so I would like to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us one last time. In our class, I taught you about the Area Zero expedition of 200 years ago, correct? Alas, 200 years is not that long ago at all. It really isn't. How unfortunate that our history lessons must march so inexorably towards the future. Would it not be more of an adventure to march towards the past instead? Start from our present and study history in reverse? I think it would. So you agree with me, do you, Ruby? However, I'm afraid I risk incurring wrath of our dear director if I stray away from this curriculum. I suppose I have no choice but to let the flow of time carry us towards the future. In this last class of ours, I shall fill your minds with the history of terrestrial phenomenon. The technology behind Terra Orbs has its origins in Area Zero. If the Area Zero expedition supposedly reached the crater's deepest depths, others continue to explore the area. And around 140 years ago, Pokemon cloaked in the mysterious light were discovered there. As you may have already guessed, these were in fact terrestrialized Pokemon. However, when those who discovered these Pokemon brought them out of Area Zero, the light faded and the terrestrial phenomenon remained a mystery for quite some time. However, 10 years ago, that might as well be present day, a certain someone you have definitely heard of unraveled this mystery. Aha, perfect time to make eye contact, young Ruby. Answer me this. What is the name of the famous professor who unraveled terrestrial phenomenon mystery? It's probably Sada, I would imagine. Correct. Approximately 10 years ago, a professor named Sada unraveled the mystery of terrestrial phenomenon. He discovered that shining crystals down in Area Zero, or rather the energy that emit, is what causes Pokemon to terrestrialize. This led to the professor to invent Terra Orb technology and develop a practical use for it. This technology has then shared with both the Pokemon League and our Academy. Rumor has it that Director Clavel was one of the researchers of the professor's team. Alas, this story is much less exciting now that someone we all know appears in it. Modern history truly is dull, isn't it? Yep, I agree. So Sada created the terrestrialized technology, so that's pretty cool. Alright, let's take our finals in history with Miss Ryforts. Greetings, my little students. It is time for our final examination. Summon your historical knowledge from the dark recesses of your mind and answer the questions. It is called Area Zero. How many years ago was this academy founded? Oh boy. 805, I think. Which of these did not appear in the Paldean fairy tale about the four treasures? A folding fan. Which Area Zero expedition member wrote the record team's activities? That'd be Heath. How many years ago did Professor Sun invent the Terra Orbs? 10 years ago. Our time is up. Put your writing utensils down. You must excuse that last question. It's too shallow and ridiculous to be on a history test, but alas, the director forced me to include it. So ends our final examination. You may ask for your scores at the school's front desk. Definitely think we passed no problem. I think we got all 5 questions right, but we may have missed the how many years ago that the Area Zero incident thing happened or whatever. The 800 years ago question. I think we got it right though. We did. Okay, perfect. Alright. Next is languages. We're 4 classes away, guys. Well, you know what I mean. We have 4 separate subjects left, but each have 3 classes left, plus tests. We still got a long ways to go. How did you like the midterm exam? You all did really great. We're halfway there, and now time for another lesson. Etes was prets. Are you ready? Yes. Tres boni response. Great answer. Mercy, my friends. I know I could count on you stars. Leading up to the midterm, we all learn all sorts of words from different regions. Starting today, though, I'll be throwing a curveball for we begin listening comprehension. Vasi, go for it, my assistant. Pikachu. Pikachu. As you just heard, Pokemon can use words to communicate. It's not always easy for us to understand them, but their words have meaning just as ours do. Pokemon can use language to share all kinds of information, like each other, like the location of food, or whatever they may be predators nearby. Say Pokemon's cries can maybe sound different depending on what it wants to say. I'm sure you're all curious. So, Ajuarui today, that is, let's learn some Pokemon language. Je te prie if you would be so kind, Pikachu. Okay, that looked like happiness to me. The Pokemon says, Piga. It's using its angry voice. Okay. Don't you think he did a great job? Give Pikachu a round of applause, everyone. Everyone can even communicate its feelings in many different ways. The voices change depending on their mood and physical condition. Try listening more carefully to Pokemon. You might gain a deeper understanding for them. That being said, Pokemon are quite mysterious creatures. Some actually don't communicate with words at all, but instead using things like electromagnetic or ultrasonic waves. Some even use telepathy. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all some wise words of advice. If you poke at your Pokemon too many times while watching them during picnics, they'll get mad at you like Pikachu just demonstrated. Well, adios, matinee, a la prochaine. See you later, everybody. I don't know if I pronounced that last one right, but all good. Alright. Let's do languages again. My dear friends, how are you all today? I hope you're all doing marvelously well. It's time for another Salvatore's Language Lessons. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? I would expect no less from excellent friends. Even your replies to my questions are excellent. Ajuahoi, today we will once again be focusing on listening. Well, I'll say go for it, says a Pikachu. As you remember from last class, the same Pokemon's cries may sound different depending on what it wants to say. Ajuahoi, today, that is, we will be learning more about the language used by Pokemon. Ja te prie, if you'd be so kind, Pikachu. That sounds a little bleak, doesn't it? And his voice seems a little lower pitched, too. What emotion do you suppose Pikachu's trying to convey just now? I would say sadness. Ding ding ding, that's right. When Pikachu says, Pika, it's expressing sadness. Kind of makes you want to cry, doesn't it? That's right, I had my little Pikachu cry as if it was crying. Huh, funny joke, right? Don't you think they did a good job? Give Pikachu a round of applause, everyone. Good job, Pikachu. And now, a promise of nothing, let me give you all words of advice. If you hear one of your Pokemon making sad noise like this one, you should treat them with even more kindness than usual. Well, you probably already knew that, though. Piece of cake for you all, I'm sure. Of course, this goes for your classmates and others as well. Friends should support each other in times of sadness. I truly hope you all have smiles on your faces all the time, my friends. Our approaching course next lesson, that is, will be our final lesson together. I hope you're ready for the climatic finale. Adios, matinee. Alright. Good morning, Mr. Review. What class would you like to take? Languages again. This is our final class for languages, but then of course we have the finals. Alright, my dear friends, how are you all today? It's time for the last of Salvador's language lessons. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? What response? Fantastique. Great answer. That is perfect for our last class together. I love it. And Adjoadhoy, today we'll once again be having a listening lesson. Go for it, my sister Pikachu. Let's get right to it, my little Pikachu friend. For our last listening class, tell everyone how you're feeling today. Cha! That's one contagious emotion of Pikachu's voice. What emotion do you suppose Pikachu is trying to convey right now? I'll say happiness. I'm happy that you got it right. How I get it? When Pikachu says, Cha! It's expressing happiness. Doesn't it make you want to break out a happy dance? But I didn't have Pikachu put on that today. Oh no, I simply have to show you all how it's feeling about having a class with you. Getting to meet so many new friends that stay together in this class with you. It's made both me and my little Pikachu so very happy. Oh, how sweet. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you one last word of advice. As you live your lives, I'm sure you all have times where you get mad or sad, maybe even more than you would like. Everything has its ups and downs. Life is a veritable roller coaster. But a la fin, in the end, that is, there's surely happiness waiting for you. So, guardes la soria. I don't know if I said that right. No, I didn't. Keep a smile on your face, even in the hardest of times. Cha! When you're faced with a problem that you can't handle alone, find someone to rely on, be it a teacher, your family, your friends, anyone. Our approaching course, next class, will be our final exam. Be sure to review what we've learned and all our lessons so far. Adios, matane. Good morning, Mr. Ruby. What class would you like to take? Languages finals. Let's do it. Ugh. Alright. Jordoy, today we take our final exam. The 10 days vows for relax, that is, and do your best. SS vows prezzo, are you ready? Let's begin. It would be delicious. What do these two forms mean? Chitame Isla Bindi? Oh boy. I think it's I love you. Based on what you just heard, Piga. I'm pretty sure is anger. Cha is happiness. What is your teacher's name? It is Salvatore. Now let's see if we got them right. Yep, let's take a look at our results. 5 out of 5, let's go, baby. Alright, next subject. Battle studies, just 3 more to go. Come on, we got this. Another day, another round of battle study Osu. Let's get straight to it. Y'all give everything you had in the midterm? Well done. We'll resume our regular class today, so keep up that energy for the second half of the term. Have you all been using the R button to send out your Pokemon? Yes. Your Pokemon will run off in the direction you're facing. It's a super useful tactic unless your Pokemon pick up faraway items, and that is not all. There's a wild Pokemon nearby. You send your Pokemon, they'll start battling each other. We call those battles auto battles. Just as the name implies, your Pokemon will act on its own during auto battles, meaning you won't have to give any commands. And if your Pokemon wins, it'll get experience points just like you would in a regular battle. If you make good use of these battles, you can be a really efficient way of training up your party. But you'll remember that Pokemon won't evolve or learn new moves right away if they level up from auto battle. If a Pokemon loses an auto battle, it'll come back with just a small amount of HP and make sure to heal it up right away. Oops, I just did about the whole class as a one-sided lecture. Does anyone have any questions so far? Sure. If you let your opponent battle on its own, it'll keep going until the opponent is defeated. If you want to catch a wild opponent, you'll need to battle by issuing commands instead. Even during auto battles, our opponent are out there battling for us. Their trainers. Keep an eye out for them as much as possible. If it looks like they're going to lose, be sure to have them retreat. Also, this goes without saying, opponent with low HP are already worn out. They probably won't enjoy auto battles as much, so don't work them too hard, okay? In conclusion, auto battles only work if a trainer and their Pokemon have a relationship of mutual trust. Be smart with how you use auto battles so you don't lose trust with your Pokemon. Oh man, I was about to suggest we do some hands-on practice to really drive the point home. But I guess we've run out of time as usual. Class is over for now. See you later, little rascals. Alright. Alright, next class. Well, it doesn't look like we'll have enough time to go out and look for Pokemon today. Probably because we're already at 20 minutes. We still have several, classes we have to do here. But that's all right. Plenty of time for that. Another day, another round of battle study. Osu, let's get right to it. We gave auto battles a shot like we talked about last class. Make it use auto battles to let you train up a bunch of different Pokemon. Also, an efficient way to gather the Pokemon materials you need to make TMs. Speaking of which, have you all been using the TM machines? I sure hope so, because it's a pop quiz time. To create TMs, you need Pokemon materials and one other thing. Anybody remember what that is? It's LP. We do know that. Yes, sir. The correct answer is League Points, or LP for short. You can give LP and Pokemon materials to a TM machine to create TMs, but that's not all. You can also exchange Pokemon materials at a TM machine to get LP. I also heard about some shady individuals getting LP illegally using a technique called hacking or something like that. Oh, that was Penny. I don't want any of you getting involved in bad stuff like that. Got it? Anyway, you can also add TMs that you want to make to your watch list. This will help you keep an eye on the materials you need to gather. That's cool. In conclusion, in order to make TMs, you need Pokemon materials. And if you want to get hold of lots of materials, you have to battle all kinds of Pokemon. Oh man, I was about to suggest do some hands-on practice. Okay. Alright. Her classes are good because I like them. They're fast. Get them out of the way. Really quick. We have one more regular class with it. Then we have the finals, of course. Let's get right into it. Oh, this is our last class, but don't let those energy levels drop before we wrap things up. You're shown that you have more than enough knowledge to be super strong battlers. I don't know what I have much left to teach you, but we can always aim for even greater heights. So today I'm going to teach you about the rules of link battles. That's cool. When two trainers face in link battles together, they can engage in either singles battles, double battles with each other. And if you're playing in a group of 4, you can all battle each other in multi-battles. Now, when you're out having battles during your independent study, you can use whatever number of Pokemon you like, and they can be any level. But in link battles, there are special rules to keep in mind. Some of these special rules involve adjusting Pokemon's levels. Now, the no restrictions rule set lets all Pokemon stay at their current level. It lets trainers use multiple Pokemon of the same species and multiples of the same item as well. But if you use normal rules, all Pokemon will be set to level 50 for your battles, regardless of what level they actually are. This also includes lower level Pokemon that will get a power boost to participate. Normal rules let you use multiple of the same Pokemon species and the same held items too. The great part about this rule set is that it lets any of your Pokemon participate. All they have to do is learn some good moves. Lastly, the rule set called Flat Rules mostly affects Pokemon over level 50, such as Pokemon will be set to level 50 for the duration of the battle. The Flat Rule set is often used for official tournaments. This rule set does not allow trainers to use multiple Pokemon of the same species or multiples of the same held item. Alright, here's a question for you. Which rule set should you pick if you want to use a lower level Pokemon and keep its lower level low? Which rule set would you pick if you want to use a lower level Pokemon and keep its level low? I guess normal rules. Oh, gotcha there. Normal rules adjust Pokemon level 50, even lower level ones. If you've got some clever strategy that you need to use a level 5 Pokemon for, your best bet is a flat rule set. Okay. Of course, you can also choose no restrictions if you want to battle with any Pokemon you want at any level with any held item. That's a pretty good rule set for you when you want to battle freely with friends. In conclusion, no rules adjust all Pokemon to level 50. Flat rules that use lower level Pokemon at their actual levels. I hope you'll use these tips to have some exciting battles with your friends. Alright, now it's time for the finals. You like battle styles with Miss Dendra? Yes, let's do it. It's finally game day. Today's our final exam. Time to put your game faces and do battle with those test sheets. Which cheer boost special attack is... Oh, crap. I forget. I'm gonna assume it's go all out. What do we call the battles that Pokemon sent? Oh, that's the you can do it battles now. Auto battles. How should you obtain LP? Hack the system, obviously. Exchange materials. How level are adjusted to what level when using flat rules? To level 50. When using normal rules and link battles, you can use multiple Pokemon of the same species and multiples of the same held item. For normal, yes. For flats, you cannot. I'm assuming. No, I'm not assuming. We know. We learned. I think we did good. We may have missed one. No, we got them all right. Let's go. I wasn't sure if we got that first one right. Alright. 2 more subjects left. We have art and home ec. Let's get it. With Mr. Hassel. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. I am pleased to say that everybody did very well in the midterm exams. As a reward for all your hard work, we have a special guest visiting us today. Now then, Brassy, please come in. Greetings. Oh, it's this guy. I am Brassius. I am an artist and I focus exclusively on grass-type Pokemon for my work. Brassius mainly creates three-dimensional pieces such as statues and the like. One of his major works is the installation titled Surrendering Sunflora, found in Artisan. Many who have challenged the Artisan Gym are no doubt familiar with these sculptures. Yes, I do recognize some faces among your students. I will understand how fortunate you are to be able to attend Haas's classes. Oh, Haas is the man who saved me when I had lost all hope and given up on myself. But he never gave up on me. I do not exaggerate when I say he is the mentor in my life. It's for such things to Haas that I was able to establish my current art style. Ah, dear Brassy, I've nothing against reminiscing about old times, but today I hope you will guide this class in a way only you can. Of course. Let's see. Why don't we discuss what Haas mentioned, surrendering Sunflora. You know, here tell me what my mood was when I crafted its detached expression. I would say a sad mood? No. Completely and utterly wrong. When I made that sculpture, I surrendered all hope. I was preparing to give up everything. I resolved to give up my life as an artist that the piece did not receive proper recognition. Hence the name Surrendering Sunflora. Exactly it, Haas. When I started out as an artist, I experienced many hardships. I even became deathly ill and fell into a slump that drove me to depression. I began worrying only about what would sell, and I was concerned only with fame and fortune. But all my pieces during this time had no depth. They were all shallow trash. It was then when I met Haas. He helped me realize how petty I was being. I'll spare the details, but in the end, I was able to leave all that behind, and it's also when I crafted the Sunflora. Remarkable, even I didn't know the full story until now. This kind of thing is hard to tell someone, especially when they are so close to you. Now, I don't doubt that you adolescents will often find your heads crowded with worries. My advice to you is simple. Be honest with yourself and do whatever your heart desires. As long as you don't cause trouble, that is. That is all for me. I must admit, I'm beginning to feel a bit embarrassed, so I bid you farewell, Haas, and farewell to your pupils as well. Oh, Brassy, I can't believe it's such a wonderful class. Thanks you so much. Alright. I guess that was a class where we certainly learned something. Don't know how useful the information was, but... Alright, next class, let's do it. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. First, allow me to apologize for losing my composure during our last class. I was so touched by Brassy's story that I simply cannot contain my emotions. I am sorry for making such a scene. I certainly got a very stern talking to from Miss Time after that class, yes. Anyway, let us shift gears and dive into material for today's class. Now, have any of you heard of the 10 sites of Paldea? I think I have. The name would suggest the 10 sites in Paldea are considered particularly beautiful. I'm going to say that the Grand Olive Orchard is likely the most accessible. You can see field after field of olive trees from the hill on the way to Coronado. 2 waterfalls are also counted among these 10 sites: Fury Falls and Casaroya Falls. Then there's the peak of Glaciado Mountain, known as Paldea's highest peak. There's another cliff on Paldea's mountain that's named after its rather unique shape. Let me ask you, my students, what is the name of the 3-pronged cliff on Glaciado Mountain? Oh. No need to grasp at straws. I'm going to say the grasp. Exactly. It's like a hand taking a hold of something, doesn't it, Ruby? I think I've been there. Though its shape is far too stubbly to be that of a human hand, I imagine someone thought it looked like a Pokemon hand grabbing something. There's also the mountains in Area 3 of East Province where you can get a good look at Lavincia. It's particularly gorgeous at night. In fact, the view is so brilliant it is known as the Million-Volt Skyline. Here's quite a hot spot for dates, and deservedly so for having such a romantic view. I imagine it's, what do kids say these days? A fleek selfie spot. Fleek. Yes, that's what the kids say. Of course. If we feel that not all 10 sites live up to their grandiose names, how often do we visit such tourist spot only to be disappointed? Not to say that you shouldn't visit them, only that you should keep your hopes in check. The important thing is to go yourself and see them with your own 2 eyes. And sometimes a disappointing experience can be worthwhile in its own way. Take a chance. Alright, one more class to go, and then we have our finals, then we have one more subject to go through, Home Ec, which actually might be a little bit more, might actually be able to learn something about sandwich making. We'll see. Alright, here we go, final class. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. My how time flies, as they say. Indeed, our time together was certainly flown by. It's hard to believe that this is our last class. Now, our topics for today may feel somewhat unrelated to art. There's absolutely no set definition as to what art should be. Therefore, let us carry with the discussion and see where it takes us. There are 2 things I wish to focus on today: ribbons and marks. Oh, this actually might be interesting. Both ribbons and marks are special honors that capture a Pokemon's qualities. There will be times when your Pokemon gives maximum effort or has a noteworthy experience. In recognition of its feats and accomplishments, it may be given a ribbon. To give an example, if you manage to become incredibly close to a Pokemon, it may be granted the Best Friends ribbon. Incidentally, there's a person in Cascarfa who can give the Pokemon a Best Friends ribbon. Marks are mostly found on wall Pokemon when you meet them for the first time. They can symbolize the character of a Pokemon, such as with a Rowdy mark or a Vigor mark. It's completely up to luck whether you will run into a Pokemon with these marks. So if you're able to catch a Pokemon with a mark, rejoice at an outstanding fortune. Does anyone know what a special thing you could do with Pokemon that have ribbons or marks? You can change their title. Wonderful, Ruby, your knowledge is impressive. The correct answer is that Pokemon with ribbons or marks can be given titles. Also, more than we send a battle displaying a title of your choosing. For example, you can send out a Gibble. With a best friend's ribbon by declaring Go Gibble the Great Friend. And while I know I just said the marks are generally found already on Pokemon when you meet them for the first time, it seems that more recently Pokemon could be awarded certain marks based on their efforts. These are marks such as the Gourmand mark, the Item Finder mark, or the Partner mark, and so on. Perhaps it might be fun to try to work out how to get each mark using its name as a clue. Well, that just about wraps up our class. Okay, final exam is coming up. Art finals, here we go. I do hope you're all ready because it's time for your final exam. Here we go. What is the name of the restaurant where your Pokemon can change a Terra type? That is the... Pretty sure it's the Eatery. Brass Essential Art installation that we discussed in class. The... Surrendering Sunflora. 2. Where can you find the Million Volt Skyline? Oh boy, I don't remember. I think it was Levincia? I think so. The marks a Pokemon has are present when you first meet and none can be added later. That is false. As he says that you can earn marks for certain things. The time has shared has left a mark that I'll treasure, I promise you, and it is a sincere wish that all of you go on to even greater and more prosperous futures. That's that. Good luck, everyone. I think we got all 5, but we'll see. Alright. Nice! 5 out of 5. Okay. Alright, just one more subject to get through, guys, and we can see if this is worth it in any way. Like, what reward we will get for doing this, if anything. Yep. Home ec. Let's go. Put away your phones, it's time to begin class. Though some of you have to retake the midterm exam multiple times, I'm glad to say that the majority of the class passed without issue. I feel honored to see that the knowledge and skills indispensable for daily life has been taking root in all of you. Just that you all will all work just as hard on your life skills in the second half of the course as well. Let us now turn our attention to the topic of the day, which is inspired by the question I received on the subject of meal powers. The student asked this question is a young man who enjoys the culinary arts. He tells me that regularly researches culinary techniques on his own and pays careful attention. He also spends day and night studying all aspects of the culinary arts. Yet despite this, he is baffled by the inability to increase the effectiveness of his meal powers. So tell me, Miss Ruby, so you did quite well on your midterm exam. What should this young man do to increase the effectiveness of his meal powers? Arvin? Oh, I guess it was Arvin, huh? I want to say make food more often. I'm assuming you I haven't done anything when it comes to making food. So you have to do it with more people, okay. The increased effectiveness of meal powers or sandwiches must be filled with many different ingredients. For a single person, this may prove difficult. If you prepared others, you'll be able to handle a large much serving of bread. Okay. Sweet. I'm sure that Arvin will likewise work with friends who craft sandwiches in the future. Excuse me. The identity of the male student is a matter of privacy, so I would ask you to not pry too deeply. Our time together has come to an end for today. I bid you farewell. That was a quick class. Okay, let's get a couple classes about that speed and we'll be good to go, man. Good afternoon, Miss Ruby. What class would you like to take? Home ec. Let's get it. Let's get that bread. Put away your phones. It's time to begin class. While you're out performing field work with one of your Pokemon, walking alongside, you have ever noticed changes in its coloration? Now, I don't mean that it suddenly becomes a shiny Pokemon or any nonsense like that. I speak of it becoming filthy. Pokemon battle, they get hurt by moves and used against them. They get battered by wind and rain. They get covered in sand and mud. They get, in a word, filthy. I have seen many a trainer walking about with their adorable little Pokemon without a dress, and this issue is deplorable. Let me ask this question of someone who I am sure would not tolerate such a shameful act of conduct. Ah yes, Miss Ruby. What would you do if your Pokemon is dirty? I'd clean it up. Alright. When your Pokemon are dirty, clean them. This is of course simply common sense. When having a picnic, you can approach a Pokemon on your team and perform a variety of actions. One such as putting them through what I would like to call a Pokemon wash. In other words, you're able to clean them up. You start by getting your sponge lathered up with soapy bubbles as you gently and carefully scrub your Pokemon. Once your Pokemon is nice and covered in soapy bubbles, the bubbles will encapsulate the filth, and then you can simply wash it with a spray of water. This makes your Pokemon clean and shining bright as a Terra Jewel. It's certainly quite a bit of work, but this will also restore HP and cure status conditions, so that's cool. Every Pokemon may have some of their parts of their bodies they don't want scrubbed, or that would rather not get wet. So you keep this in mind when cleaning your Pokemon. Now, the most important point that I must mention is that Pokemon like to be dirty. Though I will contradict myself by saying this, please do remember that cleaning your Pokemon will always be the kind of thing to do. Our time together has come to an end today. I bid you all farewell. Alright, another fast class. I like to see it. Alright, one more class, guys, and one more final exam, and we are out of here. We'll see if we get anything for doing this. I sure hope so. Put away your phones. It's time to begin our last class together. Home economics is the study of life's necessities, but looking back at our time together, I realize that focus must almost entirely on food. I hope it's not too late to shift to a discussion of clothing, another necessity in our last class. As I'm sure you're aware, our academy has an air of freedom about it. Not enough freedom. We provide uniforms for each season to accommodate the diverse climate of Paldea. However, students are free to wear whichever style they wish, whenever they please. You should all have received 4 sets of tops and bottoms for each spring, summer, fall, and winter when the academy accepted you. If by chance you are not aware of this, you may wish to pursue your wardrobe. As you wear a school uniform, the rest of your ensemble needs not to be school issued. This includes your bag, hat, choose to wear one, or you're free to style your hair however you wish. Mr. Salvador's style, for example, would almost certainly have been against school rules when I was a boy. That reminds me. There's one thing I'd like to decorate, which I must say I find quite charming. Our Rotom phones. Really correct, that's the adorable little thing I was speaking of. Oh, it interests me so. I must admit that I'm fascinated by Rotom phones and how to customize them. What's that? How very intriguing. So there's a shop called the Delibird Presents where you can purchase cases for your Rotom phones. I like how, like, to unlock these classes, like, I feel like you have to have several badges. Because we didn't unlock these classes until at least, what, 6, 7, or 8 badges? Gym badges? And he's now telling us about how to decorate our phone. I feel like that should have been earlier in the lesson. Forgive me, I seem to have gone a little carried away with small talk. This is a class on this home economics nears its end, and I offer these final words to you. My field of study is not so decisive as a license mathematics, for instance, where test scores might play a part in deciding your future. However, as you go on to cook for yourselves, you take care of your Pokemon and decide what to wear in the morning when you awaken. I would be honored if what I've taught you serves to smoothen out and enrich your lives, even only by a little. Alright. Alright, one last test to go. And then, like I said, next episode we'll take on the Pokemon League. So that'll be exciting. So the Home Ec Finals. Let's do it. Let's get it. Time has come for the test. You've all learned in my classes. Begin with the information simmering in your brains for my last-minute cram session fades. The following mill powers makes it easier to come across shiny Pokemon. I believe it's Sparkling Power. The following is non-effective Egg Power. This I actually don't know. I'm gonna assume helps hatch Stompoma because that sounds pretty, you know, just like generic sounding. What is a simple yet important tactic for increasing the effectiveness of mill powers? Make food with others. What is the correct action to take when you're doing Pokemon? Yeah, it's a Pokemon wash. This is a question about Academy rules. Should you change your uniform tops and bottoms to probably match each season? You should, it doesn't matter. Time for answering questions come to an end. Please stop writing. I made the question a little easier than I'd planned to as a way of saying thank you for informing me about Rotom phone cases. I noticed that you all give this exam everything you have, so blah blah blah. Please remember to ask for your scores at the front desk before leaving for the day. It feels good to test out of the way. Here we go. 5 out of 5. Let's go. Alright, 5 candies. That better not be it. You gotta be kidding me, dude. That's it? That's all you get? You get 5 large candies? That's it? God damn it. Alright, well. Oh, there's more people to talk to. Oh, son of a gun. Okay. Okay. Let's fucking go then. We'll go to the cafeteria first. God damn. Alrighty. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that at all. Oh, here we go. Ruby, you scared me. Are you here to eat? Oh no, I'm not anything food related at all. I was walking through the entrance hall. I felt an intense gaze that I told you about before, that's right. I ducked quickly into the cafeteria here. Our cafeteria only has one entrance, so I thought I might be able to discover who the identity was. Ah, someone's come just now. Oh, that's weird. I thought I saw her come in here. I guess I won't be able to ask my question today either. That girl, I feel like I've seen her several times before. She's to be a student here, but I get the feeling that her question is not about her studies. Next time I see her, maybe I should start up a conversation myself. Could have been a little scary being here on my own. I'm glad you're here with me. Yeah, you're welcome. Again, I don't know what actually doing, you know, being friendly with the teachers do for you, but you know me, I like to do everything in this game, so I guess this is a part of that. Can't believe that taking all those classes, all it does is give you fucking large candies. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting more than just rare candies. Or EXP candies. Oh, my dear Ruby. Thanks to your advice before about palming. Well, just see for yourself. Nice. Yes, it's feeling better, but this particular palming may just be a bit meek, I suppose. I had Nurse Miriam take a look as well, and she says there's nothing wrong with it health-wise. Shouldn't have any injuries, ailments, or the like. Even so, it never utters as much as a cry, which is odd. That part has even Mr. Jack here stumped. Sorry that I couldn't be of any help. I'm not even gonna try. Don't worry about it. I have some more information now thanks to the Academy security cameras, though. This Palmy was attacked by a wild Pokemon that fled here in the Academy grounds. Maybe still a bit of a shock from that experience. I can't bring itself to speak yet. Ah, poor Palmy. Yeah, but in that case, there's absolutely no problem with keeping it quiet. We can just, wait. That is until it feels like talking, that's all we can do, really. You know? If you can speak all sorts of languages, there's no guarantee that you can understand what's going on in someone's heart. But I have no fear, I won't give up. No, I'll keep out trying until we figure each other out. Alright. Sick. Alright. Can I talk to you as well, or? Oh, yeah. Alright. Staff room. Ah, Miss Ruby. There's something that I would very much like to ask your help with. Sure. Well, you see, I do not want anyone to overhear this, but I hear rumors of an incredibly sweet condom that exists somewhere in the Paldea region. I absolutely must experience this ambrosial sweetness for myself. You're the only one who knows of my insatiable sweet tooth, thus I have no one else I can turn to help for this matter. Can I go looking for this condom myself, lest I destroy the image students have of me? Okay. I'll pay you for your troubles, of course. Give it some thought if this piques your interest. In the meantime, I'll gather what information I can about an incredibly sweet condiment. Oh, okay. So an actual objective here. Is he gonna tell me what it is, or? My dear Ruby, Palmy here as healthy as can be. Nice. Happy to hear it. Well, it seems being quite a simply part of this one's personality, but it's hard for Pokemon to communicate with a fellow without speaking up. As you know, wild Pokemon use their cries to tell each other all sorts of things, like the location of food or whether the predators are nearby. So even though blah blah blah, visit to the wild, I'm afraid that they may not be able to do those sorts of things. What do you think, Ruby? Where does Palmy belong? With you, Mr. Salvatore. Oh, I didn't expect to hear my name. So you think it should stay here with me? I was so focused on getting it back in good health so it could return to the wild that I didn't even consider that a possibility. What do you think about that idea, my little Palmy friend? Ah, there we go. Palmy, it spoke at last. Even without speaking Pokemon language myself, I know the reply means yes. Oh, my dear Ruby, mercy so very much. Thank you with your help with Palmy. Oh, he gave us a Meowth. Is it a regional variant, maybe? Oh, maybe, is this how we get the regional variants, by talking to these teachers? That's an interesting way of doing it. It is. It's a, Galarian Meowth? That's sick. And again, these Pokemon here are not shiny, just these first four. Alright, cool. That's cool. So maybe there's an actual purpose for this then, huh? And I don't know if you can only, like, if you have to do these classes with these teachers to unlock this stuff. I don't know. But that's interesting, for sure. Okay. That's interesting, too, because we would need this Meowth for Berserker, right? So you have to do that to get to complete the Pokédex. Ruby, help me keep an eye out, would you? I've set a little ambush here for the girl who keeps watching me. She'll be here any second. Well, you see, it's not very pleasant knowing she's just staring at me all the time. And now I know what she looks like after seeing her in the cafeteria. Ah. It's you, isn't it? You're the one who's been secretly watching me recently. Time, how'd you know I guess you must have noticed me. I'm so sorry. Well, of course I noticed. You were watching me practically all day, every day, after all. I assume there's something you want to ask me? Yes, I do. I've been a huge fan of yours since your time as a gym leader, and I also love rock-type moves so very much. Oh my. But you just suddenly retired from your post as gym leader a year and a half ago. Why did you quit? My goodness, is that all you wanted to ask? Yes. Your reason for retiring was never made public. But it's well known among the students here that you just avoid the question at time it's asked. I thought it would be rude to ask you a question that you don't want to answer, so I just couldn't find the courage to ask. So that's why your gaze felt so intense. I see. Forgive me. Ah, never mind that. As for the reason I quit my job as gym leader, I simply wanted to focus more on my job as a teacher. It's not that I dislike being a gym leader or anything of that sort. Quite the contrary. Talking about my gym fills me with feelings of nostalgia and sadness. That's why I always avoid answering the question when students ask. Oh, I see. Do you have any plans of becoming a gym leader again? No, I'm afraid I don't plan to do so. My sister is doing a splendid job as a gym leader in my stead. I personally find being a teacher most enjoyable these days, but since I am in fact your teacher, I would appreciate it if you would just call me Miss Time, as students do, and not just Time. Okay, I'm sad to hear that, but I understand. Thank you so much, Miss Time. Well, I suppose that solves the mystery. That made me so nervous I said so many things to try to sound cool. I was certainly a little scared when I felt that girl's intense gaze on me, but having you here with me allowed me to do what needed to be done. Okay. I must thank you for always showing up at the right time, Ruby. Allow me to show you appreciation a little. I hope these help you on your adventure. Oh, rock terror shards. I don't know what these do yet, but that's cool. So I guess it's not just regional variant Pokemon. We're just getting all kinds of different things. All right. Oh my god, we're almost an hour deep. This could have been 2 episodes. Alright, nurse's office. No way, no way, no way. Come on, Miriam, just try it. It's gotta be your sandwich, right? Oh, great timing, new kid. Nurse Miriam here won't try the sandwich I made. Yep, exactly what it is. Well, duh, I don't want to get a stomach ache. Damn, that's harsh. You won't, probably. I still remember the sandwich you made me with meat filling and meat for bread. That one really messed me up bad. I didn't train in the art of sandwich making yet back then. I was young and thoughtless It was last month. So as you can see, I'm not getting anywhere trying to persuade her. Even after I went through that intensive sandwich making training, it kind of makes me sad. Through the intensive training making... Yep. Ugh. I guess I have no choice. You got one of our cute little students on your side, so fine. I'll try your sandwich. Let's see it. It's a little strongly flavored, but I guess it's not bad. Woohoo, my training paid off. I'm so glad my sandwich pleases the great Nurse Miriam. I look up to you, you know. Nice. Thank you for trying it. Thanks to you too, new kid. And she's ran off again. That was weird. But then, that's just how Miss Dendra is, I guess. She's always coming to the nurse's office with some injury or another, too. Can't blame her. Alright, moving on. Alright, school store. Let's go. Alright, oh. I didn't realize, like, that's an actual store, huh? They actually sell stuff here? Oh, okay. Cool. I mean, it's nothing I need right now, but that's interesting. Oh, new kid. You here to do a little shopping? The school store's a nice place. They've got everything you need right here. I'm here to check out the sandwiches they've got for sale. The school store sandwiches taste great and have excellent nutritional balance, too. I guess I'm just not used to it yet. All that new training kind of wore me out. I cheated my goal anyway, so I'm going to take a break from sandwich making for a bit. I didn't tell you what my goal was. I wanted to pay Miss Miriam back for everything she does for me. It was my way of saying thanks. Oh, that was nice. She's so nice and so skilled at what she does. I really look up to her. I wanted to try sandwich making so I could be skilled at doing something for other people like she is, but I guess I wasn't cut out for it. What I am cut out for, though, is being full of energy, so I decided to focus on that instead. Like I said in class, I think people and Pokemon should make their strong points stronger. You really helped me out, new kid. Take this as my way of saying thanks. 10 bottles of protein. That's pretty funny. She just gives you a shit ton of protein. Alright, moving on. Alright, home ec room. Alright, let's talk to him. Miss Ruby, about that matter in which I need your help. Oh, that's right. It's got the name of the incredibly sweet condiment. It's called Sweet Herba Mystica. Oh boy. I don't know if I have any extra. Oh, sure. I have to find some. Okay. I don't know if you could find more Herba Mystica. But fair enough, I guess. Okay, entrance hall. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so there's one of the teachers. Oh, and there's Hassel as well. Oh my, hello there, young Ruby. I'm sorry, I was lost in thought and didn't notice your approach. Let me again apologize for what transpired in the schoolyard. Oh yeah, that's right, he was talking to that one girl. That was very magnanimous of you. That woman who showed up is a dragon tamer and a relative of mine. Okay. See, I come from a very long line of trainers who specialize in dragon-type Pokemon. There was a child in our family who was expected to stand at its head and lead it to greatness. The young lad, rebellious little fellow that he was, ran away from home one day. Oh, so he's part of the Elite Four, right? Because I think he told me that. So he's a dragon trainer, huh? Yep, so he's a Elite Four member. There you go. And he's our teacher. After I so really took my leave during our last conversation, my dear relative encouraged me to give up teaching and return home at last. I've been told the current leader of my family, that is to say my father, is in poor health. Oh, that's terrible to hear. But I do apologize. Perhaps I'm not cut out to teaching after all. What sort of teacher grumbles on and on to his own student? You're a great teacher. Oh, my dear Ruby, you have no idea how much your words mean to me. Thank you so much. Nice. Alright, let's go talk to you. Wife, isn't Ruby from class 1A? Are you interested in the rest of the old tale I told you in class? Yes. It is convenient that you would take the bait I presented in class. A vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads. After obtaining these 4 treasures, the king's castle was destroyed. Why, you ask? Because these 4 treasures were actually 4 Pokemon. Oh. Interesting. As these Pokemon passed from human hand to human hand as treasures, they slowly became tainted by hubris and greed. Finally, after coming in contact with the rapacity of the king at the time, they awakened as disasters and began rampaging out of control. The king called for the renowned Pokemon wielders to defend the country, and after a fierce battle, these incarnations of disasters were quelled. It said these 4 Pokemon were then sealed away somewhere in Paldea. So we saw one of the seals behind a waterfall. It was a blue one. No, I think it's a real story. Very astute of you. I've read many historical disaster reports, personal journals, and the like. There's so much to report truth of the story, or to support the truth of the story. In order to prove the story's veracity myself, I'm sure to let you know. Hell yeah. So let's just give us some more information on that, because I have, again, no clue. We've seen that seal, we've seen the little lantern things sticking out of the ground, and we pulled them, and nothing, like, they just crumbled or whatever. My theory is we have to find the colored ones specific to the other, I guess, locks or chambers, whatever you want to call them. So we've seen the blue one, right? Talk to Hassel again. Why, hello there, Ruby. You always seem to appear at the most crucial of moments. Something going on? Well, you see... Oh, there she is again. Master Hassel, I'm here to collect you. So I see. I'm glad you finally made up your mind about taking your place as leader of the family. Well, is it true that I made up my mind? I have made my mind to continue teaching here at the academy. How could you? Are you saying you don't care about what happens to our proud lineage? I am saying that I have other priorities. Have a look around at the art decorated in this room, would you? The children here are letting their senses, their perceptiveness, grow freely. I don't wish to say that protecting my family's ancient bloodline is of no importance. I simply wish to see young talent blossom and grow into the future. It just seems so much more fun to me if I'm being honest. What other nonsense. And yet, your fearless, unflinching commitment to that nonsensical vision proves that you're worthy of carrying the will of the dragons, Master Hassel. I will not give up. I will come as many times as I need to in order to change your mind. Oh, by all means, my door is open. I think you'll soon find that you've met your match in stubbornness. You thought I could be cowed by some story spun by my father's deteriorating health? I am not so easily fooled. I will return another day. I'm so sorry you had to see all that. I was very close to resigning my post as teacher and returning to my home. But since you gave me courage to say no, that includes you, Ruby. Your words truly brought me strength. Can I think of a way I could possibly repay your debt to you young ones? Take this, if you will, insufficient as it may be in expressing the full breadth of my gratitude. Oh, some more terror shards. Sick. I, Hassel, continue my chosen path as instructor to the youths of our world. Nice. Alright. Let's talk to her. Maybe she has some more information about these treasures. Okay, she's over here again. Ruby, the time has come. The cursed treasures, the 4 Pokemon of Ruin? They exist. I stumbled upon the truth in the newspaper of all places. In an interview piece with a carpenter, no less. The Pokemon Wizards apparently use sacred stakes to seal these treasures to ruin and shines. There is a separate shrine for each of the 4 Pokemon, and 8 stakes driven into the ground in the area surrounding each shrine to keep the power of ruin at bay. There we go. Okay, cool. So I was kind of right. In other words, if all the stakes are for a given shrine were to be removed, it would release the Pokemon held inside. Don't you think it would be nice to free those Pokemon who are from confines of their tiny little shrines, Ruby? Of course. Kai and Celeste, you're proven truly useful. According to a descendant of the Pokemon wielders in the story, you must have a bond with Pokemon in order to remove the stakes. Okay, that's easy. If there's someone as your Pokemon savvy as yourself, I have no trouble with that at all. Choose for yourself whether to believe me or not, but I will mark the location of these shrines. Oh, sick! I'd rather go myself, of course, but skipping out of my classes to go adventure seems to have made the director a little suspicious of me. You can think of it as part of your treasure hunt. Treasures with ruins are still treasures, after all. Hope you'll investigate these shrines if you are still inclined to do so. Of course! This is very exciting. I didn't know how many shrines there would be, but I assumed that the colors matched. The color of the stakes matched the shrine. That was the theory that we made when we found that blue one. This is great. Whoops. I'm trying to see. Oh, okay, so the shrine here. Shrine here. I'm assuming this is the shrine we found because it's blue. Blue and ice, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe this is the one we saw. Ground Blight Shrine. So did she say like that fire crystals a fire? A ground. An ice. And a grass. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's any Pokemon, like group of Pokemon, like, you know, trios or whatever, that matches these typings, but I don't think there is. I think these might be brand new Pokemon, which is very exciting for me. I was worried it might just be like the Reggies or something. This is awesome. Hell yeah. I think she said there's 8 stakes near these shrines, so we'll have to look around for them. But we'll do that. We're gonna go do the Elite. We're doing the Elite Four first, and we're probably gonna do the crater, or maybe we'll try to find out. Like maybe we'll mess with the shrines. Maybe after that, I don't know yet. But we're not done yet. An hour and 10 minutes. Jesus Christ. Okay. Where do we want to go? So we talk to her. I'm pretty sure if we talk to him, he's probably just going to tell us we need the Herba Mystica. So we got to figure out how to get that. I'm not sure how to get it. We could try talking to Arvin. Maybe Arvin would have it. Okay. Or maybe we have to go back to the spot where we got the Herba Mystica. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly where those locations are at. But I guess we'll figure that out as we go. I'm not too worried about this second. Now, do you have more information for us, or is it the same stuff you just told us? Yes, okay. Well, guys, that's finally it for today's episode. We did all the classes. We talked to all the teachers. We got a Galarian Meowth. And we also learned about the shrines, which is all very exciting stuff for me. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, I'm the Maverick Daniels. Bidding you a farewell, peace, and one love. Bang!